Well, this is an important topic, So in today's conversation, I want to talk to you about PenFed Credit Cards, 5 things you should stop doing to get approved with high limits. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation, I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about one of my favorite topics, PenFed Credit Cards. 5 things you should stop doing right now, boss, to get approved with high limits no matter what, okay? The first thing I want you to do is I want you to think about your DTI. Having a high DTI is really precluding you, is preventing you from getting the high limits you need, boss. It's important. I mean, people are talking about, well, what do you mean by DTI? Well, DTI is very simple. DTI is your debt to income ratio. And a lot of folks actually think about their FICO score. Your FICO score is important, but your DTI tells the PenFed your ability of repaying whatever you charge on the card. Because if you have like a DTI of let's say 50% or 60% or 70%, guess what? It means that you are living beyond your means, boss. You're living beyond your means. I mean, you got to stop doing that. I mean, you're charging, what are you charging on the card? Because that's the whole thing. You want to be in a sweet spot, 30% or even lower. The lower, the better. When we talk about DTI, we are speaking about something that it has to be low. It has to be inversely correlated. So when you have a low DTI, that means that you have a high FICO score and you have a high probability of getting the credit card that you need. It's really important, okay? So there are a lot of things you can do. Pay down your debt, boss. Right now, where's your DTI at? Talk to me about that. Are you having like 50%, 60%, crazily high? What kind of stuff is going on? Talk to me about it. Okay, pay down your debt. Explore other options to lower your payments. It's all about lowering your payments because DTI is your total debt payments divided by what? Your gross income, right? So the ability, if you are able to lower your debts, to lower your payments, this could have a positive effect on your DTI. Okay, and sometimes you might want to scale down the amount you need to borrow. That's what I'm talking about. It's all about living within your means, boss. I don't want you just walk around and trying to live like you're making 100 grand, where in reality you're making 25 grand. What's up with that? What's up with that chasm, that gap, that big gulf between your reality and the expectations you want folks to believe? Okay, so what I'm trying to say is make sure your reality is not too far away from your financial reality. Very important. So money. Boss, talk to me about it. What is your financial situation right now? Are you able to lower your DTI? I want you to start lowering your DTI. And don't you start giving me excuses, okay? Well, blah, blah, blah. I can't do it because family, the kids, whatever. Listen. You have to do it. No excuse, no ifs and buts. I don't want to hear anything. Hey. I don't want to hear anything. Lower your DTI. The second thing that is preventing you from getting the high limits you need and deserve, boss, is the recency of your membership. See, if you being too recent in terms of PenFed membership will have a temporarily detrimental effect. In other words, when you are too young, when you are too new within PenFed, okay, you join for 1 month or 2 months, whatever. I mean, this is temporary though. You cannot apply right away. I mean, you can apply if you have a high FICO score or you have a very stable and decent financial situation, but you got to give time. PenFed wants to know you. They want to know you. They want to know, okay, this person has a situation. They have a checking account. They have a savings account. They have an IRA. They have a CD. Oh, this person is really low. They are rolling. We love this customer. Give time to establish a relationship, a good rapport with PenFed, okay? A lot of folks are just so impatient. I'm just going to join PenFed. I'm going to have my high limit credit card right away. What's up with it? No. Hey, Hey, I'm telling you, it does not work like that. If you hear stories of people telling you, oh, they just joined PenFed and all of a sudden they got a $15,000 credit limit on the credit card, this is exceptional. I'm talking to you today about the norm. What happens to 90% of PenFed new members? They just have to wait. They just have to wait. All right. So while you're waiting, don't you just sit around and just be lethargic and being lazy? No, I want you to really start doing something. You want to take time to build a relationship. You want to open as many accounts as possible, as many accounts as monetarily possible for you, right? But at a minimum, we always say on this show, you want to open a savings account, you want to open a checking account. That way, at least you have the foundation. This should be the fulcrum, boss, the fulcrum of your financial life. And we actually we insist on the fact that you should also start thinking about your retirement, your IRA. You see, the thing is, right now, you're just walking around the neighborhood. You're in your 20s or you're in your 30s. You're all happy. You know, you're all gung-ho. You're all energetic. Hey, very soon, your muscles will start feeling the weight of the years, okay? You are going to get old. Everybody has to get old. So I want you to think about your future. I want you to think about your golden years. When you're 60 years old, you start having a constellation of problems. Have you planned for that, boss? Son, daughter, niece? I'm talking to you, nephew. Hey. Are you thinking about your retirement? So if you are new at PenFed, please take the time, okay? So here is a review for you. Here's a very review. Review your financial life right now, okay? I want you to review the number of accounts you have. I want you to review your relationship and with PenFed. And most importantly, I want you right now to avoid any situation of overdraft, any non-sufficient fund event. I want you to forget that. Do not make it happen. The third thing you need to really avoid is not spacing out credit card applications. You know, folks are really want to, it's kind of funny. Some people, they just want to apply for credit cards every month or every 2 months because they have quote unquote needs. Hey, what kind of needs do you have? What kind of needs do you have? I mean, what is so important that you cannot wait? I mean, I'm talking about waiting 3 months or, 4 months or whatever. You want to give time to time. You want to give time to PenFed to actually see the status of the current credit card you have with them. Okay, grandpa. Hey, no, I'm talking to you. Grandma, I'm talking to you because you have this nasty habits of always applying for credit cards because you think, oh, I have a computer, I have a mobile phone, I can do whatever I want. No, you don't want to do that. It's important. I mean, how often should you apply for a credit card? Well, it really depends on your financial situation. But the most important thing is, and this is something that is very, very pivotal here in the discussion, is that we have to have a credit card application frequency that is parallel to our needs. What I'm trying to say is there has to be synergy between your needs and your credit card applications. In other words, if you have a family, okay, let's say you spend a lot on cash back, okay, I mean a lot on groceries, and you want cash back. Well, apply for a PenFed cashback credit card, okay? And if you want to transfer balances, apply for a balance transfer credit card. So your needs must dictate your credit card application. Okay, and it's important that you should wait between credit card applications to give time to your credit score to rebuild. And on top of that, don't forget that 10% of your FICO score is based on something called new credit. Okay, and inquiries, they actually decrease your FICO score. So it's very important. And how many credit cards can you apply for in a day? Well, this is kind of funny. I'm telling you. It's kind of crazy. People are on the internet, and sometimes we laugh in our team. People say, well, you can apply for 10 credit cards. As long as you apply within the same day, you are actually, you are off the hook. Not at all. I'm telling you, my friend, boss, son, daughter, I want you to listen to me. Okay, we've been around for 40 years. Our team has been around for 30 or 40 years. I mean, depending on how you count it. Okay, we have seen it all. And I'm telling you right now, based on research and decades of experience, do not apply for multiple credit cards in a day. Your FICO score will take a dent. Your FICO score will take a dip. The only time that where you can apply for multiple times during the day is if you are making a one-time big purchase. In other words, you are applying for an auto loan. I mean, you are applying for a mortgage. That is the only time. But if you apply for a credit card or loan, your credit score will take a hit. So here is a winner strategy. Winner strategy. I want you to make sure that you actually space out your credit card application at least 3 months or 6 months. Very important. The fourth thing I want you to really think about that stops you from getting the high limits you need and deserve, boss, is your debt load. Carrying too high of a debt load in general will actually prevent you from actually getting high limits with PenFed. And I don't care how long you've been with them. People talk about, well, I've been with them for 30 years. They know me very well, or I have a lot of accounts with them. But it doesn't matter if you have a high debt load. This relationship, although important, will not be as important because PenFed doesn't care about how long they know you. They care about your financial situation now. Boss, that's what it is. And again, if whatever I'm telling you, it sounds alien to you, boss, I want you to really right now to sit down and focus. If it sounds alien to you, it just means that you're not focused enough. I want you to really pay attention, okay? Because if you have a high debt load, that just means you're living beyond your means or something happens. I mean, sometimes it is your fault. Sometimes it is not your fault. I'm not sitting here trying to blame you or trying to blame everything on you because people go through stuff like, medical emergency happens, and the last thing you know, all of your savings are just put in there because you're trying to save a family member. Okay, that I respect that, and God bless you. God bless you if you are currently going through something like that. Please understand that I understand you and I respect that. Okay, but for most people, they actually get in debt because they are trying to have a reckless financial life. That's what it is. In other words, they just want to live beyond their means. They charge stuff on a credit card, whatever. So I want you to think about your debt load, okay? If you're trying to get a high limit with PenFed, pay attention to your mortgage, your student loans, your credit cards, your personal loans, even loans from friends and family. Yeah, your lines of credit and whatnot, okay? So how much is too much? Well, boss, I really don't know about that. But one thing I can tell you for a fact, though, when we talk about how much is too much, we are speaking about something that is correlated to your DTI, right? So if you have a DTI that is above 30%, if you have a DTI that is above 35 or 40 or 50%, then you are in deep financial trouble. Very soon you'll be in financial disarray because there is a disconnect. There is a dichotomy between your savings and your disposable income and the debt, the payment, the debt payment that you're making. Yeah. Okay, and some people talk about something called the 28-36 rule. One thing I want to say here is that people say that your debt service should not exceed 28% of your gross monthly income. Okay, that's what they call 28-36 rule. So this is something you need to think about. And they also say that when you include your house payments and other financial obligations, that debt should not exceed 36% of your gross monthly income. So I mean, those are just things that people talk about. Well, you see what it is for you and trying to apply it for your own situation. Apply it to your own situation. I want to talk to you about the fifth thing that's very important: having too much of PenFed debt in the aggregate. The thing here is that before, in the previous session, I was talking to you about your overall debt load. Okay, this is something PenFed pays attention to, but most importantly, they pay attention to the amount of PenFed debt load you currently have. In other words, right now, they are focused on their own exposure to you. Okay, so when we talk about PenFed debt in the aggregate, we are speaking about credit cards that you have with them. How many credit cards do you have? I mean, PenFed has 4 credit cards. Do you have 2, 3? And what are the outstanding amounts on those credit cards? They think about your mortgage. Do you have a PenFed mortgage? Do you have a PenFed HELOC, okay, a home equity line of credit? Do you have a PenFed personal loan? Do you have a PenFed line of credit? So they actually look at the constellation of debts that you have with them, and they're trying to see the history of how you analyze things, okay? And by the way, what? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. We had a question last time about Maria Gonzalez. Yeah, Maria. I got your question. We have, and the cool thing is your question has to do with PenFed debt, right? And so your question was how much is too much? Well, again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. there is not a specific figure I can throw at you and say, listen, you should not have more than $50,000 of PenFed debt. You should not have more than 25,000 of PenFed debt. No, because I don't know. I have no idea of your financial life. I don't know. I have no idea of your household situation. I don't know how much you're making. It's all about DTI. I always say this. When we talk about how much is too much, it's all about your DTI, because the more money you make, obviously you might be actually having more expenses or more debt payments. But if you actually if you're able to live a financial life, if you are able to live within your means or even below your means, which is the ideal situation, you are in a better situation to actually devise a formula. And this is important. We always talk about code. We talk about formula. We're speaking about logic. You can devise a better formula for applying for a PenFed credit card and getting the high limit that you need and deserve. That's all we care about. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. We're still having a conversation today about PenFed credit cards, and the whole thing is that we want to revolve this topic around one single theme. Okay, how do you get a high limit? How do you get a high limit right off the bat, and you want to get a high limit continually? Well, it's important that you want to seek pre-qualification. Boss, this is important. Now, from time to time, PenFed will send to you as a member a pre-qualification link, a credit card pre-qualification link. Listen, whenever you get that, I want you to really click on it, and you want to seize that opportunity. And I don't care. We always say this. Should I apply to a pre-qualification link, or when they send me an offer, should I take it? Because I already have a lot of credit cards. I'm set. I don't really need a credit card anymore. You never say no to a pre-qualification offer. You know why? Because you don't lose anything. It is actually a win-win-win-win-win-win-win for you. Okay, you give it a try. Just enter your data and see what PenFed offers you. That's all it is. I mean, remember that sometimes they pre-approve you, sometimes they pre-qualify you. Okay, a pre-approved offer just means that PenFed has reached out to you first because you meet the basic requirements. Okay, a pre-approved credit card offer from PenFed differs. It's stronger. It is stronger because PenFed has already thought about your situation. They already have the information they need to assess your credit, to evaluate your credit worthiness. But when we talk about a pre-qualification, it just means that they basically just reach out to you based on preliminary data. What I'm trying to say here is that a pre-approved credit card offer, although very rare, is much stronger than a pre-qualified credit card offer. No matter what, either way, boss, whenever you when you have a credit card offer from PenFed, always take it. Okay, so here's our pick. How do you pick a credit card offer? How do you pick an offer that you should click on? Well, as I said before, the answer is very simple. There is no pick. There is no selection. You click on all of them. Okay, you pick them all. If they send you 3 pre-qualification offers within this month, I want you to click on all of them. Now, having said that, you can judge afterwards whether the limit they gave you or whether the conditions of the card are interesting. Okay, this is totally up to you. Before I close today's conversation, let me actually give you a few pro tips. This pro tips is very important. You want to go to a branch, or you want to call to ask more questions. What I'm trying to say here is that we are in an era, Grandpa, Grandma, Dad, Mom, I'm talking to you. Yeah, it's you that I'm talking to. See, we're in an era where people actually just rely on the internet and their phone, their smartphones for all decisions. I want to apply for a credit card. I'm just going to do everything on the internet. I'm going to do everything online or via the app. But one thing I want to tell you clearly here is that you want to go back to the more traditional way of applying for credit cards and loans and lines of credit, which is pick up the phone and speak to someone. you want to go to a branch if you are lucky enough to live in the vicinity of a PenFed branch. Okay, the thing here is that when you call someone, when you call a rep, you can discuss your overall financial situation. You have time to actually contextualize your application, your credit card application. Okay, you can bring your paperwork. If you are applying at a branch, you can show them your paperwork, because the whole thing is you want to ask questions about the card that you want to apply for, right? You want to ask questions and you want to receive clear answers, not trying to razzle dazzle you, because PenFed reps are very good at actually giving you straight answers. They are very transparent. They'll tell you things about the card, okay? And you want to take the opportunity to inquire if you qualify based on your FICO score, based on your overall financial life. You can ask them, do you think I stand a chance to qualify for this card? In other words, should I apply? That's what it is. And also you can ask them, if I don't qualify, which other card can I go for? So this is the kind of a conversation I want you to have with the rep before applying. Okay, so big decision time, boss. Big decision time. Are you currently on the market for a PenFed credit card? If yes, how are you going to apply? Are you going to apply online, or are you going to apply at a branch or over the phone? Think about that, because your way of applying, your means of applying has an impact on your credit score. Has an impact on your approval odds, okay? Honestly, unless you have a perfect credit score, it's always better to apply at a branch or over the phone, especially if you have poor or average credit. Thank you so much for your attention, boss. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you quickly about the 5 things you should stop doing to get approved for high limits. When we speak about PenFed credit cards, okay, your debt to income ratio is number 1. The recency of your membership is number 2. Number 3, you have to space out your credit card applications. Number 4, your debt load. Number 5, your PenFed aggregate debt. Okay, then I give you the approach you need to think about in terms of pre-qualification, and then I also spoke about I also give you a few pro tips in terms of going to a branch or calling to ask for more questions before applying. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I will see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.